going on, people? Welcome back to Ball Talk. My name is Noah and I'm here with footballers Lewis and Ollie. I am lively and hyped up because we're doing a Nights Out episode, lads.
At 11 in the morning.
At 11 a.m. and we've got no beers.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make the energy up. What happens on a footballer's night out?
What happens?
Are they different to a normal night out?
They can be, but
Yeah.
it also depends. It all depends on who you're out with.
Ballers. Are you out with ballers and you're laughing?
What happens on a footballer's night out? I think it's just they tend to be a bit more like loose and crazy.
Why?
Because they're few and far between.
Okay.
Like most people go out every weekend, whereas footballers, it's like you're building up to something.
Like Christmas.
Yeah, or it could be like after you've just had a big win on the game, you go straight out.
Yeah.
And it's like the atmosphere is a bit different. Yeah.
Buzzing.
You know, like when you play a football match, like this is a bit extreme example, but let's say you play in front of 60,000.
Yeah.
You have the adrenaline, or even if you watch it, you can't sleep, so you've got that adrenaline anyway. Then
You've got to go out and get mashed.
So
you must all be lightweights. Like if I don't drink for 2 months, then I go out, I'm smashed after 2.
Yeah, footballers, from my experience, are definitely like can't handle their drink as much as the average person.
You haven't got any body fat. Do you know what I mean? It's going to hit you.
Like you eat well, you drink well. Like it's all clean living. Low body fat, like you said, and you also don't drink as often. So when you do, it definitely hits you harder.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. I bet it does. What's your go-to drink?
My go-to drink. Oh, it depends what mood I'm in.
We're talking summer. We're in summer now.
It'll be like a vodka lime and soda.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Or a vodka cranberry.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Fruity.
Yeah.
I'm just love a pint, nice cold pint.
Do you?
Yeah. I try and stay away from vodka now because it messes me up too much. So I've got a love-hate relationship. Try and stay away from that.
Yeah, I like that.
Mistakes too many times.
Do you also end the night with like a rotten kebab?
Oh yeah.
Or do you go home and have rice and chicken?
No, I have a kebab or a pizza.
Yeah, okay.
To be fair, I think footballers try and avoid that. I think the food after nights out.
Really?
Because it tends to be where the trouble is. If you go to a kebab shop after a night out.
Interesting.
And that's where like fights can happen, and you don't want to be involved in that if you're a high profile player.
Yeah.
You just want to get
the
in
kebab's
and get
not
out.
worth that.
Like we've had a quite a serious incident when we in a food shop after a night out.
Come on then.
And can I say this?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So we basically left the venue, and it was like early hours, should we say? Right? There was these two like groups of boys like arguing, and then I think Ollie went over, or we all went over just to like see what was happening, and then you went to try and calm it down.
Yeah.
And then one of the groups sort of left, and then the other group it was now us and them.
Oh shit.
One of them was like off his face on drugs, and and it ended up being so he's come round from the side and smacked me.
Oh shit.
And then it's like we've all peeled off, and it's like we're all with one-on-one basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, the bloke pulled a knife out at me. This was in Brighton.
No.
Yeah.
Brighton?
Yeah.
It's nice.
No, it's fucking not.
Not anymore.
The bloke, he pulled a knife out at me, and as I've turned around, I see Ollie on the floor, right? His head's up against the pavement, and the bloke's just gone over and stomped on his head.
Multiple times. He was wearing a Nike Air Force, and the sole of the shoe was imprinted on my face.
Oh
What we obviously the bouncers got the bloke because he was caught nicking from the the little like toilet man who sells the aftershave.
Oh, grow up.
He was caught nicking from them earlier, so they like recognised his face, and then the bouncers obviously got him after that happened. So he actually got 7 years. He got GBH with intent, so he got 4 years and then like 3 years with.
For that incident?
For that incident.
Knocked my front teeth out, fractured my eye socket, and broke my jaw.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it was actually in the news. It was in like the Palace News, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Did that put you out of football?
3 months. I was concussed for like a month to go to my dad's, and I didn't know where I was.
Oh,
I remember
my
being in the
word.
night out with the boys,
Yeah.
and I woke up in the hospital going, "What the fuck?"
And you were just trying to break it up?
I don't even know. I can't remember. I was pissed. I'm trying to like calm it
But
down.
no,
and
like they were
Yeah,
sticking on another group, and then the other group, like we tried to just say like
it's
leave
like a
it.
kebab shop.
Yeah.
Like a kebab. Just like leave it. Come on, lads. We'll have a good night, and then boom, boom, boom. Woke up in hospital.
And then the next day, like we spent all night in hospital, all up until like midday, the early afternoon the next day, and then I had to go call the people at football and tell them what's happened.
Because
Jesus
obviously
Christ.
the hospital, like lads on a night out, just got beaten up.
Yeah,
And
of
then
course.
once the police turned up and they realised what happened, because there was no beds, we were just sitting, and then I got seen straight away. They just assumed like you're on a night out.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Like they're not important, which I wasn't. But
Yeah.
when the police turned up and told them what happened, asked questions, they kind of went, "Oh, not
Yeah,
this guy's
yeah.
fault," and kind of changed their tune a little bit.
And
Yeah.
when we told them we're footballers, they perked up a bit and sort of helped us out more.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it was mad, and yeah, that's why I avoid the late night.
Yeah, that kebab is not worth that.
I'd still go
Did
back
you-
to kebab.
It's not worth it.
No,
man.
it's
Go back
not,
to the
it's
same
not,
place.
It's not worth it. No.
What happened? What did you do when he pulled a knife?
So
This
as
is a
he-
complete tangent, by the way.
So as he pulled a knife, I've turned around and like basically gone to leg it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as I've
you
turned
would,
around,
yeah.
that's when I've seen Ollie on the floor.
Oh.
And then Ollie was more by the front door, so then that's when the bouncers got involved after.
Right.
So yeah.
Wow.
could've
Footballers' nights out, eh?
Could
Fucking
have been,
mad,
but
innit?
to be fair, a week later, someone died of like a similar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Up in,
It's
like,
mad,
Huddersfield
isn't it?
way.
Yeah.
So I was very
That's
lucky.
crazy. Don't fight.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's not worth
It's
it.
not worth it.
Don't even try and bother helping anyone. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, just let it be.
Not at that time of night. Just leave it, man.
Get your kebab and fuck off home.
Don't even get the kebab. Just go home.
Just order a kebab. Yeah,
Get one ordered.
Right. Why do you think everyone wants to know about a footballer's night out?
Money.
Yeah.
They want to hear
Isn't
like
it?
that footballers have spent 60 grand on a table and loads of drinks, and like they've then flown over to Paris and done all this. Like that, they just want to hear people spending stupid money that they think is ridiculous.
Does that not happen?
Not like, I mean,
Not the people.
I think it's very
go out with.
dependent. Yeah, it's dependent on the player.
Yeah.
But if you're a top Premier League player, when you go out, you will be dropping a lot of money, thousands
Yeah.
and thousands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we would never do that.
You also get a lot more freebies as well. Like you go to a club, and I know footballers have gone to a club and just don't
Don't pay for anything.
Don't pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're still paying at Oceana.
Oceana. Never been Oceana.
Lie.
No, it's different for us. So we didn't.
We
Yeah.
were young.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
younger. We didn't enjoy that stuff. We just like
Yeah.
going to normal nightclubs.
Yeah, yeah.
Having as normal young people did. We
Yeah.
weren't that bothered about
Yeah.
bottle shows.
No.
Going to these all these fancy
Mhm.
places and just
They're
Just wanna
shit.
go with lads,
off.
don't you?
They're
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
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 We'd rather just go.
Unless they wanna sponsor us.
Yeah.
Podcast from tape.
We love it.
When it comes to when I see a story like on Twitter, it says like Grealish on a night out. I'm clicking it. I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Are you interested in like Grealish and Maddison's night out, or because you've been in like those circles, do you not care?
I'd give it a read.
I'd-
Just see
I'd-
like,
if it was
similar.
Grealish, I'd read
Yeah. Yes. Just Grealish.
Yeah,
though.
if it was like Marino, I'd probably be like, I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Grealish, you know, he can get up to some funny stuff, so I'd
Yeah.
probably read that.
Yeah.
Just see how much what he's done. Like, if what is he at
See
48
how
hour,
drunk he is.
48 hour
Yeah.
bender this time? Like, yeah, that'd be fun.
See a picture of him and Wayne Lineker
Yeah.
again for another year. What are certain players like on a night out? And you can name drop, you can talk about each other. If we take that story aside.
Yeah. I don't know. What would you say I'm like on a night out?
Just a normal guy, fun.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
you're quite
easy going. Yeah.
like, yeah, chill on a day to day. Do you get a bit like
No, I wouldn't say you.
When I was young, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
When I was
But I
like
think every-
18
feral.
No, when I was like 18,
Every
I was
young
probably
kid's like that.
Yeah.
when they first start going out, go,
Yeah.
But no, you're just a bit. Yeah, it's a bit chilled, and
Yeah.
the more you get older, you can control it a bit better, know your limit, and just
Yeah.
try and have a smooth, fun time.
Yeah. Ollie's a bit different on the other hand.
Yeah.
He's like, we go on a night out, and if we're having a few drinks,
He's panicking right now, what are you about to say?
he just goes, he'll go missing. Like,
Oh, he's one of them.
I wonder.
He's a wanderer.
Oh, he's a wanderer.
Oh, the worst,
They
the
are the
worst. And then you want to leave, and you go, where is he?
no, we wanted to leave the first time, then after that we just thought he's gone for a wander. And then we just see him the next morning somewhere.
The wanderer is
Yeah.
crazy.
That's what Ollie is.
That's
yeah.
the worst. That is the worst.
Yeah.
You don't seem like someone, Lewis, to throw shapes on a dance floor. I can imagine.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
I do. I'm partial to a few.
Oh, like little
Few moves.
boogie, yeah? Come on.
Got a few moves there.
I didn't have that in you.
No, I do. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm a chilled guy, but on the night out I have fun, of course,
Yeah.
Little two-step.
and the rest. Yeah.
He's got
Oh,
a lot
come
more,
on.
He's got a lot more than I've got.
Oh, didn't know this.
Yeah.
I'd like to-
I'm okay. I'm nothing
like-
special.
Well, it's not diverse.
Yeah,
anything like that, but-
I can imagine like you scoring and just popping out a little robot or a little body weight. That kind of dancer.
Definitely not. No, definitely not. By the way, just on who was the players like on a night out.
Yeah.
That not like been out with them, but whenever I was in the change room the next day, I'd always hear players at Palace. I'd always hear talk about a night out was Patrick Van Arnholt.
Oh yeah,
left back at Palace. He used to come in to our change room, the 23s change room, because he'd go out with a few of the 23s players sometimes, and he'd always talk about like nights out. So he was
animal.
He was partial to a night out. Yeah,
he was.
He loved a night out.
Some good stories he had, didn't
Yeah.
If you could choose 3 footballers to go on a night out with, who would you choose? Can be past or present.
So are we saying no? Like, is it a meal before? Or is it just like go pub for a drink, then we're going out?
You're going out.
Okay, so
you're going out.
But like, there's going to be some conversation there.
Yeah. Dinner then out.
Okay, so Peter Crouch definitely.
Okay,
it just seems like an edge, and he seems funny.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like Wayne Rooney.
Okay.
Yeah, he loves a drink.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
and he's like obviously Wayne Rooney.
Yeah,
talk to him about something like I don't know.
Yeah.
And then third one. See, what do I want? I've got 2 sort of funny party goer, legend party goer.
Yeah.
What do I need now? Do I need a sensible head?
Yeah, you might someone to look after you all.
Yeah, someone to look after me all. They're both cakes, so they can pay as well.
You need like a Per Mertesacker.
Yeah.
Just make sure everyone's okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to stick with the English boys, I think. I'd probably go...
You're not saying John Stone's your favourite man ever?
I'd probably go like Declan Rice. Just because like similar age, and then he seems sensible as well.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
a good 3, that.
Can you beat that 3?
I'm going to go foreign as well. I'm going to go Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho.
Yes.
Wow. R9.
Wow, you are not making it home.
That's the whole point, because they are party. You hear the stories
you're
about
not wandering out then. You're staying with them boys.
Man marking them, bro. Where they go? I'm coming. Now in my.
What about you?
Carnage.
I'm going full carnage. I'm going Grealish, Ronaldinho, Pogba.
Oh, Grealish would be a great shout.
I'm going really aggressive. The biggest party boys that I can think. I'll be the sensible one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronaldinho.
Yeah, and Pogba. Is Pogba a party boy?
I mean, he sits or Balotelli.
Yeah.
Just
you'd end up in prison.
Yeah. Just to see what happens. Fireworks in the hotel room. Why not?
Yeah, that's decent.
Right. I need to know. With nights out.
Yeah.
Do you have like rules from the manager or the club, or do they like at the start of the week? If you're going out, lads, don't take the piss. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's not like
guidelines.
Obviously like they advise you, don't they? They're not going to be like they advise you to do to be a true professional and like don't drink.
Yeah.
Look after what you eat and don't like do something. Don't go on a night out before a game or something like that.
Yes.
Stuff like that. So they advise you, but it's not like strict rules because they can't control what you do outside.
That's true.
Just don't end up in prison or do anything just crazy like that.
Yeah.
You're all right.
But I remember like the first year scholar, so the first full-time like football year I had. I remember like we were going for our Christmas break, and obviously you're still quite new to how everything is. And the manager at the time, I remember him saying to us like, "Boys, this Christmas just don't do anything crazy. I don't want like avoid the biscuits." I remember him saying. I'm thinking,
biscuits.
That's crazy. Like as in like we can't even have biscuits when we're off on our Christmas break. So I was thinking like, fucking hell, like this is really strict.
Yeah.
We can't do anything.
Or
if we can't even touch biscuits, then we definitely can't touch everything else.
Or he was well up for you going out and getting battered, but you can't have biscuits.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, I didn't listen to it at all.
Yeah.
I had a great Christmas.
But it doesn't happen
biscuits.
as much now. Yeah. That's just what I remember that vividly in my head, though, him saying, like, just avoid the biscuits.
I feel like Christmas is like the time for like a shortbread selection.
Yeah, maybe
you know
that's
what I
why
mean?
he said it.
Well, even like now, when you've played on Boxing Day the last couple of years, obviously they don't train Christmas Day, but then the manager's like, remember, got a game next day.
Yeah.
Don't have too much turkey, too much this. Don't drink.
Yeah.
Don't have too much Christmas pudding. You can have your Christmas after the game.
Oh, okay.
But don't
be
professional. Remember, there's a game.
Yeah.
The next day. And
Is
the next day game's always normally an important game against a rival, someone like that.
Yeah.
So
is it hard not to indulge?
Oh yeah, when your whole family's eating and drinking, you're sitting there stone cold sober or just trying to be sensible, and it's hard.
Yeah. I'm all right with stuff like that, to be fair. If I didn't want to, I wouldn't like feel left out or stuff like that.
But you want the biscuits?
I actually wouldn't, but at that time I did, yeah. But like as of late, I didn't want them.
You're not for the biscuits.
Yeah.
How often can you go out during the season?
I think it's changed now. Like, even in the last 6-7 years, it's changed. But if you go back 20 years, they used to it used to be 2 times a week. The whole team would go out together and just go to a pub,
cigarette and a beer. Do you know what I mean?
But now, the modern day, I just think you can't go out too much during the season, especially the higher up you go, because it's such a physical game.
Yeah.
You're going to fall behind. Like, it didn't used to be as physical. Everyone was on that doing the same thing. Whereas now, if you go out, you're going to be the anomaly. If you go out a lot, and then it's going to show in the performances. So I think top players, you want to like minimise it. Like they won't do it, or they might do it if they've got a couple of days off. So I reckon, like, if you take a Arsenal player, he might do it like during the season 3-4 times during the season.
And then it's just that
like
off season. That off season.
Then the off season they'll have more fun.
But then like National League level, it's every weekend.
Yeah, of course. Because it's a level, everyone's doing it, so it don't matter really.
No,
unless you're trying to climb up, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then League One, League Two, not as much, but still different. Yeah. Because these big Arsenal players or Premier League players, you can't just walk in anyway. You're going to get spotted as well. Yeah. So you've got to keep it where no one knows who we are, so we just go out after Saturday, so we'll go out on a weekend. Yeah. Doesn't really make that much difference.
Yeah. It's also harder for footballers to even go out because they're in on the Saturday and Sunday a lot of the time.
A lot of the Prem ones are,
Oh, yeah, true.
So you don't even get the opportunity, really.
Yeah.
Unless you're just, like, straight from training.
There's actually no time.
Yeah, there's actually no time.
Yeah. I remember as a under 21 player, reserve team player, we used to play on a Monday, so you'd train Friday, you'd have Saturday off, train Sunday, play a game Monday. I was out every Friday.
Oh.
Lived in Beckenham.
Yeah.
Out every Friday in Beckenham.
That's horrible.
Well, you're fresh 18, 19, do you know what I mean? It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Hangovers didn't exist, did they?
Not really. Yeah. But then you're off Saturday, so you chill out Saturday, feel, and you train Sunday, feel good. You go play Monday, win. Like, it didn't... I couldn't do it now as much. I'd be like,
You imagine trying to do it now?
I think once you get to
30,
like
I'm not. My hangovers last 4 days.
But at that age, it didn't matter. Obviously, it doesn't really matter now. I'm not there anymore. But I'd midweek go out and walk Rocker into training, hungover, and you could get away from it. You're young. Obviously, it wasn't great, but you get away with it.
Yeah,
People did it.
Yeah,
a few times. I've done it a few times, but then. I say hit a certain age, you go,
I
couldn't think of anything worse than doing that.
The hangovers hit different. With footballers, we spoke about like going to the really expensive places. Is a part of that because then it's only going to be, this sounds a bit weird, but like more affluent people there, and they might not be like picture. Do you know what I mean? They can't go to Rice. Can't go to Wetherspoons. Maybe he wants to. Do you know what I mean? But he would be harassed.
That's a big reason for why they go to these places, because there'd be maybe other like famous people there, rappers there, or other people that caliber, where you're not going to get people coming up picture. You're going to similar circles. You'll have your own tables, your own private bit, and you can have fun. And it's different at that kind of level. But I said they couldn't rock up the Wetherspoons because they'd just be pestered.
Yeah, that's why they have VIP was made for a reason, you know.
Exactly.
VIP sections.
And I guess if you were someone of a really high level. When I hear it now, like, you paid $2,000 to get in VIP, I'm like, you're a cock. Yeah. But actually,
it's nothing.
People are coming up to you every 10 seconds. That you'd pay that straight away, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because you just want to have a normal night out
with your pals.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the way you can get closest to that. Then you're going to do that.
Is our house parties a big thing then?
Yeah, house parties.
Because that surely makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I think if you're not on holiday, house parties are a lot more popular with like high profile people. Yeah, that's the way to go. I think I've always been a fan of the house party. Man.
Yeah, house parties have always been the best.
I used to throw some banging house parties back in the day.
I still do.
Oh yeah,
I've not been there for a while. But like, you used to bang.
Yeah,
talk to me.
Well,
what's your setup like?
It's generally in the garden.
Yeah, nice.
The garden is just built for parties.
Really?
Yeah.
Parents are alright with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parents are life and soul of the party.
Oh, come on.
Until about 1 o'clock, and then my mum kicks everyone out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Would you do like a little Costco run before and get some snacks, some drinks?
Yeah. Yeah. I've had some big ones.
Really?
Big ones.
Like, I'm talking like Project X shit.
Wow. Car in
I've had probably 2 that are like the same amount of people.
Really?
Like, obviously a bit less, but I've had 2 that like you'd look in and think, fucking hell.
How are you inviting people? Are you doing a little Facebook invite?
No, I just invite my pals and just say, then I invite like 20 people, and then they say, can I bring this person?
Yeah.
That I know, obviously.
That you trust, yeah.
But it can be a pain in the arse.
Who's the most boring footballer on a night out? There must have been people like, I'm not drinking because we've got training in 4 days. Do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, this is not a footballer I played with at Palace, but there was a kid from my school, right, who went over to play football in America. But every time I went on a night out with him, he would just always talk about football.
Oh, you don't want to talk about that.
No.
Like we're talking about football. We're talking about football and playing football 6 days a week, all day. When we go on a night out, we want to switch off from it. We don't want to be talking about football. So he would just I remember going over to him, and he would be speaking to a girl, and I'd eardrop, and he's talking about football to the bird.
Oh no!
And I'm just like, mate, put the ball away.
Take a touch.
That's what a lot of thing is like. Lads, no football talk tonight. Put the ball away. Leave the ball out.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's switch off. Let's just talk about life.
That is normal. Like when I go out, we're like, not talking about work tonight, lads.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's work for us.
Yeah. Yeah, it is work. That's what I think the biggest misconception.
And and then I'd come back 2 hours later and he's with another girl talking about football and he's like, should have stayed on my feet.
Maybe you just misinterpreted. They're actually managers. You're just trying to talk to.
Yeah, maybe.
Right, I need your answer. Current footballers. Who's the biggest party animal in the football world?
It's got to be
Grealish has got to be the public, like the most public one, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's probably going to be a few. Kyle Walker's definitely up there.
Yeah, he gets up to some stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, them too.
Yeah.
Trippier as well. He's been
Grealish
and dodgy stuff.
Grealish just seems like a bit of just a lad, doesn't he? Like he doesn't actually. He wants to leave the football. He just wants to go out.
Grealish.
Yeah.
Maybe he will do soon.
Yeah. We'll ask him one day. We'll ask him. Right, on a night out, can you look at someone's position and know what type of dancer they are? Because in my head, goalkeepers, stiff.
Correct.
That would be
Left
fair.
wingers,
That would be fair.
Left wingers, I'm talking like salsa hips.
Yeah, I think that's bang on.
Is it?
I think like the wingers and the flary players definitely seem to have a few moves in the dance
They've got
floor.
a bit more movement.
They've got it on the pitch, and then they
Centre halves, goalkeepers tend to not have as much, and then you've got like fullbacks, midfielders, strikers. It's just lucky dip how good they are.
But if we're talking about you were defender / midfielder.
Yeah, well, I'll take the midfielder.
So the midfielder comes out on the dance floor.
I'm probably like the in between.
That makes sense. Who do you think the current footballer would be the best dancer?
Ooh, who's? Oh,
I think those Brazilian boys, they love to
Neymar's
dance.
got to have a bit about him, hasn't he?
Neymar's got some moves, yeah. I reckon. Who was it? Kevin Prince Boateng. Remember he used to do like the Michael Jackson one.
He did,
He was so good. So he's got to be the best dancer.
Baller and dancer. Yeah, I got a lot of time for that. Right, let's finish on a couple of big ones. Has anyone ever pulled the "Do you know who I am" card?
I have.
No, you haven't.
Oh wait, Ollie, do you remember? Sorry, just on this. Do you remember? Wait, go on. How have you pulled it?
I've just gone. When I was single.
With a bird, you mean?
Chatting with a bird.
Oh, right,
not like chatting with a bird, and she ain't interested. Like I wouldn't do it if she showed interest. Then need to do it. If she weren't interested, I would just drop the football card.
That's your joker,
and it worked every single time. I don't know about what that says about the women, but it worked every single time. Like, they weren't interested. I go, I'm a football, and they go, what? And I'll just Google myself, show them. Worked every time.
That's crazy.
It's
crazy, but it worked every single time.
Yeah.
I obviously have dropped it, but not. Remember with Napa when I went on the stage.
Yeah.
I'm not explaining this story again because I've done it about 4 episodes now.
Yeah, you have.
But anyway, I dropped it and got on the stage with Napa. Yeah.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, I didn't say that, but
You
just
say
they
like
did
that.
know who I was, so because I knew the people.
You didn't need to drop it.
When I was proper young, I done it. Didn't get let in a club. I done it to a bouncer, and he just laughed in my face.
Yeah, I can't imagine you'd have more success with women than bouncers.
I was like 17. Shouldn't really been in there. Well, I wasn't obviously legal, but and he was like, "Yeah, not tonight, son." And just laughed at me.
Oh, do you remember? Someone's almost done it to you. I suppose it's not the same, but like so we were at Brighton, and you see one of the Brighton keepers.
Oh yeah.
And so there's this bar right in Brighton where all the Brighton a lot of the Brighton players go weekly, and we used to go out there a lot.
Nice.
And Ollie, go on. You see a Brighton keeper, didn't you?
Yeah, Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Obviously, goalie. I was pissed out of my head. Goalie.
We're young.
Yeah. Speaking to him about goalkeeper, he was really nice, interested. He was like, who do you play for? I know Crystal Palace. You can fuck off then. Because of the rival in it, isn't it? So I was like.
And this is like an established pro talking to a young pro.
Oh my god!
Like,
and he was serious.
Yeah, he was serious. I thought he was joking. He went, "We can fuck off then." Said it again, and I was like, "Oh."
That is mad.
So Brighton fans probably love that.
Yeah.
But obviously, I was just like a kid. I was speaking about goalkeeper. I was just drunk. I was just like, oh. When I came over to you boys, I'm like, fucking hell.
That is crazy.
Yeah. We used to see we'd see all sorts in that bar.
All sorts.
I'll say this, but I don't know if I want to cut it. But so there was obviously the Brighton players would go to that bar a lot.
Yeah.
And we'd see this certain Brighton player who's not getting named in there every week.
Okay, you tell me after.
Yeah, and he was he'd be getting up to in like a public bar. Obviously, he'd be in like a little corner, but people can see. And he had a family. I'll keep it at that. Yeah. And he wasn't acting like he had a family.
Yes.
And this every weekend he'd be doing this, and I'm thinking like, you're a high-profile player. You're gonna like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And from that was probably 6 years ago. He still has a family, from what I know. Everything's fine. So I just think, mate, maybe if the girl knows, they either don't care or they're just clueless to it. And
Wow.
It was common around Brighton what he was up to.
Really?
And they'd be in the same bar. Like everyone would know where they're going.
That's the spot.
Yeah.
That's the
It was
spot.
a good spot, to be fair.
It was decent,
Every week.
That's unreal. Right, my last question.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've seen on a footballer's night out? You might have said it.
I don't actually know what the craziest thing. A funny thing is though.
Yeah.
You know when you first start going out?
Yeah.
I actually remember my first night out ever.
Wow.
And there was 3 of us, right? And we must have been obviously slightly underage.
Yeah.
Using a fake ID.
Classic.
And we had one fake ID. So what we did, we knew at the back of the smoking area there was a brick wall, and there was a little gap in it. And one person would go in, wait 20 minutes, pass the ID through, he'd wait a bit, and then use the same ID. And we all got in.
That's outrageous. Did you all look similar?
No. Mate, we all look completely different. They did this obviously was a shithole.
Yeah.
But I thought that's mad.
They didn't have the electric scanners.
Yeah.
No, but that's common. Me and my mates did that before.
Yeah.
17, one ID and done the same thing.
Yeah.
Waited
It's
about half an
outrageous.
hour, swapped over, next one done. None didn't look the same, but that was crazy
Yeah.
nights. Like, there's obviously funny things where you've seen
Then
like...
we go from stuff like that, and then when we first went to Dubai, I remember we were technically underage in Dubai.
Right.
Allegedly underage.
Allegedly.
We might not have been.
Allegedly, yeah. If you were underage in Dubai, yeah.
And I remember we went to, the Burj, the big like fancy hotel,
Yes.
the tallest hotel. Anyway, we went to like the restaurant at the top of that, which is like poked out the back. It's a really nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And we're obviously allegedly underage. And I remember him coming up to me and showing me this like wine list. Obviously, it's quite a bougie restaurant.
Yes.
And it's like one of them where you got to pretend.
Oh,
I know what I'm doing.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was like a fucking Bible.
I remember that.
So I'm just like scrolling through and thinking which one's the cheapest, picking one. But I was thinking, I've gone from 2 years ago, I was sort of like probably like a couple of years ago, I was like using 3 IDs at a shithole in Dartford.
Like you're choosing a wine list
Now
at the
I've got to like
Burj.
pretend like I've done this before up in some bougie place.
That is quality.
Yeah, that's how quick it can change.
Footballers' nights out from the bottom to the top.